A rose by any other name is a line that belongs to William Shakespeare. The biggest rose bush, however, belongs to a couple in a place not necessarily known for its beauty. The Arizona desert is a place of contrasts. It can look a little mean, but it can also look pretty inviting. Which makes it the perfect place for the Wild West town of Tombstone, because it too has two sides. Yes, it's the home of the infamous OK Corral and the shootout between the Clantons, the McClowrys, and the Earps.
This ends today, Wyatt. I'm done talking.
In this town too tough to die, that gunfight never dies either. It's reenacted several times a day now for tourists. But Tombstone isn't all shootouts and shot glasses, says longtime mayor Dusty Escapul.
Tombstone has a reputation of being a rough, tough, rootin' tootin', shoot 'em down town, but there wasn't a gunfight every day. There wasn't a fight in the bars every day. It was really, there is a lot of good soft side at Tombstone.
Oh, wow. Absolutely stunning.
Look up, and you'll see this silver town's silver lining, Tombstone's oldest resident.
Is this Rose Bush? Holy mackerel.
She's been welcoming visitors here with outstretched arms for 132 years.
A whole forest of roses. It's incredible. Someplace I could sit for a long time.
It's a Lady Banksia Rose Bush, to be exact, planted in the back of an old boarding house back in 1885 by a young bride who moved to Tombstone from Scotland with her husband.
It's hard to describe because it's one of a kind. You don't see anything else like it.
Like their love, a tiny cutting from her Scottish countryside somehow blossomed way out here. And by the early 1930s, Robert Ripley of Ripley's Believe It or Not declared it the largest rose bush in the world.
I don't know what to say. It's beautiful.
Almost 9 decades later, the folks at Guinness World Records say it's still the largest. At last measurement, its canopy of white blossoms covers more than 8,000 square feet.
Dorothy coined the term the Shady Lady, Tombstone's Shady Lady.
It blossoms only in the spring.
The Shady Lady has been in the family of Burton and Dorothy DeVere for 6 generations. Burton's grandfather bought the boarding house at the turn of the last century.
The plant laid on the ground for a number of years. My grandfather said he got tired of tripping on it. So he said to my grandmother one time, he said, I'm either gonna kill it, dig it up, and get rid of it, or I'm gonna put it up in the air. And she said, oh, don't kill it. It's too hard to grow anything in this country anyhow.
And that's how the trellis got built, providing Tombstone some much-needed shade. Still, welcome real estate today. It falls to groundskeeper Jeremy Dolphin, whose grandfather once worked deep in Tombstone's mines to keep the rose bush healthy.
I don't want to be responsible for killing the tree, but I guess you can't do it after as long as it's lived.
Maybe you can't do too much damage?
No.
Which brings up the obvious question. Just how did it live so long?
Tell about the sewer.
Well,
The sewer?
Turns out, before Tombstone had plumbing, a lot of the town's sewage seeped into the rabbit warren of mine shafts dug beneath the town. Some within reach of the Shady Lady's roots.
We never fertilized it. Anybody in the family never fertilized it until 2 years ago.
Because it just found its own fertilization
that's found
Exactly.
its own fertilization.
in an old mine shaft.
In an old mine shaft, that's right.
Yuck factor aside, when it blooms for about 6 weeks once a year, it is cause for celebration. The Tombstone Rose Festival has everything you might expect Tombstone to have, including can-can girls. But leading the parade is Rose Tree royalty.
Folks, please welcome the 2017 Rose Festival Queen and Princesses.
Miranda Jackson Hart was crowned under the rose bush the night before, just like her sister was 2 years earlier.
Everything needs to have a prettier side. Tombstone doesn't always have to be known just for its gunfights or the town Too Tough to Die. We have a lot more to us than just that.
And for some, that discovery, especially in a place where it seems so unlikely,
Just lost for words.
can really hit a nerve.
My grandma did roses. So, reminds me a lot of her back home. She's from New Mexico. She would have loved to have seen this.
The DeVeres sell clippings, so the Rose Bush can live far beyond her desert home, serving to make her as immortal as the OK Corral itself.
Does she have a lifespan? I mean,
My father used to say, everything dies, but until it happens, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I hope this one's going to last a long time.
if history is any guide,
Yeah.
seems like it will.
Yep, I think so.
After all, Tombstone's Shady Lady even outlasted Wyatt Earp, which around here is really saying something.